Stop playing League, I know you can hear me. Check what the goat just dropped.
Cool. I can't wait to see what my favorite content creator just dropped. Some would say that's my goat. Oh. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm sure she has some nice things to say.
It's poop. Eat it, dog. Wouldn't even say mid. I think it's below mid. Team-winning game of the year, Storm.
Tore me apart. But I learned an important lesson. You can't count on anyone.
Stormful is an upcoming streamer slash content creator that I found through the Metal Gear Solid clip.
You'll be able to turn invisible.
Yeah, that'll be the day.
And has become one of my favorite content creators to watch. She killed Melania at level 1. So she's goated. So I saw that she was gonna play Borderlands. And well, she had some stuff to say. Brought some valid criticism on Borderlands 4 and the Borderlands series overall. And I kind of want to talk about it. This isn't a video about hating or trying to destroy her or whatever. I don't want to do any of that. I still like her. She's super cool. It's more of a analyzation and a soft review of Borderlands 4. I do plan on making a bigger and longer video about Borderlands 4. It's gonna be long. I don't know. Borderlands is one of those series that has been part of me since I was 12, and I grew up with it, so I can't help it. And I think that in video games as a genre of media has a lot to say. I think all of it is really interesting.
Were the boss fights like, I don't know, actually like coordinated? They have like abilities you actually had to dodge, or was it all just shoot bullet sponge and throw everything you have at it until it dies? The bigger ones? This could just be one of those early game bosses that aren't that cool, but I feel like you want to put the cool bosses, the bosses that are going to hook people to keep playing, that they're going to be like, I want to fight more bosses like that at the beginning, not at the end. Because people are going to fight this and they're going to be like, wow, okay, I shot that thing until it died. Cool.
Most of the criticism does come from the early game. A lot of the missions are they're kind of just kill everything and move on missions.
Rush, Conway. I made it to the surveillance center.
I'm here.
The place will be in lockdown, so your best bet is the...
Why don't they make dance boxes there?
So the early game is supposed to feel like you're shooting pebbles, but it's supposed to feel like you're also so strong, which kind of gives the same feeling of the late game when you just obliterate everything. It's kind of like the same thing in static, but that's because they want you to feel like the cool guy. They don't want you to struggle, which in my opinion is a negative. I think that the game should add more difficult stuff to fight in the early game. She does have a point having, bosses or even enemies just to encourage you to keep going. They do introduce harder bosses. They introduce harder mechanics and harder randomized weaponry, randomized enemies that are more interesting to fight, like the helicopter guys. What the fuck are those? But she does have a point here. I really do agree with that.
Instead of listening to Hergazongas.
See, he's funny! He can be funny! What else do I want? I want cool characters, and I want them to because why not?
The game is designed in a way that they want you to feel like you're the Vault Hunter. The Vault Hunter is a literal nuke on legs. Like, coughing baby enemy versus nuke. That's basically the idea of the Vault Hunter. You're not supposed to be the Tarnished or the Hollow Knight. I don't know. You're not supposed to be this weak nobody who you go and kill the god. No, you're the fucking god, and you're melting through fucking people. And that's basically that's what a Vault Hunter is. That's why in game when an NPC sees you, they're like, "Oh my god, you're a Vault Hunter," and they're impressed. They're immediately, "Oh my god, please do something for me." And that's kind of what they have always been. They've always been higher than everyone else. They've always been these characters of like confidence and energy, because that's just what you are. You're just this walking nuke. And I think that's really cool. Nowadays, a lot of games don't really have that. They don't have the character you follow be a complete badass. Usually it's a nobody going to be somebody, or something that has no name or emotions, like Tarnish or The Hollow, which it's granted, I love those games. It sounds like I'm trying to hate them, but I'm not. I really, really love the concept of puppets in video games, where you are the hero. You're the one who's going from literally no one to kill a god, and I think that's so cool. But I also like feeling like a fucking god and killing everything.
I'm not the aliens are here! Independence Day! Help us, please! I'm protected!
Borderlands is one of those franchises that in media, if looking outside in, you don't really gonna get it.
Yeah, maybe it's just me. Maybe I am not accustomed to accepting poop and just saying, it's poop, eat it. It's like, well, does it have to be poop? Surely it doesn't have to be poop, right? It doesn't have to be. Just because it's been poop doesn't mean it has to be poop. It's still fun. I think Claptrap can be funny too, by the way.
And until you actually do get it, and you're like, oh, that's why. Which is kind of every game. Try to get anyone to play Elden Ring try to get anyone who just plays like FIFA and 2K to play Elden Ring. Borderlands isn't a difficult game. It's never been a difficult franchise. Borderlands is in the group of video games where you don't have they're just fun. They are not the greatest games of all time, sure, but there have always been solid games. Nakey Jakey has a great video about basic games, and just games are not like 10 out of 10s, but they're solid 8s and 7s, where you don't really have to think much to have fun. And Borderlands is in that vein. It's never been about difficult.
I want to be able to look at an enemy, right, in Borderlands and adapt. I want to be able to think about what I'm doing and play differently than I would have for any other enemy. I could be shooting anything right now.
Not complaining in Red Dead Redemption about the grunt that I'm shooting at isn't fucking doing backflips over my bullets and killing me and tomahawking my head off. It's about the builds. It's about damage numbers. It's about one-shotting and melting a boss that you struggled with before. That's what's fun about it. That's the end game. That's what the replayability. Optimizing your build to the point that you have to do these long, complex stat modifier multiplier things before you even fight the boss to completely one-shot it. And keep in mind, these bosses are invincible. That means they have insane stat defenses and insane health pools. And being able to one-tap it is very satisfying after hours and hours and hours and hours of grinding it and leveling it up and figuring out the best ways and doing it by yourself without any like help from YouTubers. With just watch Jolt. That guy is amazing. Like look at this shit. What the fuck?
Turret. And then we do inventory, drop, drop. Already good stacks, we'll take that. Okay, drop. That was good, we'll take it.
And that's what the appeal is. That's what endgame feels. That's the best part. Not everyone does the complex stuff. Like, no, this is like high level BS in my opinion. It's just like some crazy, ridiculous thing. But optimizing your build, that's the whole point. It is a MMO RPG stat builder thing than a looter shooter. Looter shooter comes after. Looter shooter is more about just getting the guns that work best with you. The build is what matters.
Isn't it? It's supposed to be fun, good, maybe slightly challenging. It's shallow, enjoy it. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I am not accustomed to accepting poop and just saying it's poop, eat it. It's like, well, does it have to be poop? Surely it doesn't have to be poop, right? It doesn't have to be. Just because it's been poop doesn't mean it has to be poop. Is this I can't do that. I can't just turn my brain off and like accept dog shit. I don't really know why people are advocating to do that. Getting 3 of my friends to spend $70 each on this game so we can all play it together is insane. Mario Kart and Mario Party are also very expensive, but it's Nintendo. You can't really like do anything about that. It's Nintendo. And
we're happy to announce Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 releasing for the Switch 2.
Yes! Let's go! I can't wait to play this again.
You'll be able to play both Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 when it releases for $70 on October 2nd.
Wait, what? $70?
Yes, we believe this is priced fairly and...
Priced fairly? Super Mario Galaxy is 18 years old. I could maybe understand if you guys remastered or updated the graphics, but all you've done is increase the resolution. And you're asking $70?
Well, yes, for both games, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Well, both Hollow Knight and Silksong is $35. That's half the price you're asking for Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. What you should have done is bring the Wii to Nintendo Classics and add these games for those with a Nintendo Online subscription. But like usual, you gotta squeeze every last dollar out of the nostalgia you've built for your fans.
Mean you own a game mechanic?
I was just granted 2 patents in the United States that make me the exclusive owner of the ability to summon creatures to battle and the ability to ride them in video games.
Is he being serious right now?
Yep, both patents were just granted in the last month.
How is that possible? You were not the first person to come up with those game mechanics.
Well, the United States Patent Office seems to think otherwise.
So what, you're just gonna go after every single game that has the ability to summon creatures or the ability to ride them?
That's the plan.
You realize that includes games like Elden Ring, Final Fantasy, League of Legends, and World of Warcraft, right?
If they have a problem with it, they can take it up with me in court.
But Bucks, the reality is that it happened, and Nintendo now has exclusive ownership to these things through the United States law. They have been given a sword to try to scare off indie devs and other studios. But you know what? Swords can break!
Nintendo, you can't really like do anything.
Mr. Pro Gamer here. I would like to say Nintendo makes the best games to this day, even with a few bad ones. The sheer quality they provide, especially in the case of Odyssey, I'd still say it's worth full price, even though being 8 years old compared to current games, but doesn't give Nintendo a pass to be greedy and have genuine hate for their fans.
You can be a treat.
Same thing over and over and over and keeping the same in the game, the same way you play it, not even the 4th, I think there was maybe a 5th one too thrown in the middle there, doing the same thing. We're not growing, perhaps? No evolution? 6th? Holy, life evolves, video games can also evolve. 6 games in, right? Can we just do a bit more?
Okay, let's be honest. Innovation, I think you mean just creativity than innovation.
Thing as it was in 2009, and I wish they just did some new stuff.
Innovation is Solid Snake or Metal Gear in the 90s. That's innovation. The first Borderlands is innovation. Because it changed the landscape of gaming. Halo. Games like that, those are innovative because of the time. Nowadays, everyone's kind of doing the same thing. Like, for example, Hollow Knight, one of the greatest platform games, and it's just a platform game with soul stuff in it. But it's done really well. It's done really well, and Silksong is even, it just takes that and just activates it, and it just makes it so much more than it is. And I think that's fucking sick.
Shaw!
Is when something is drastically different, like God of War. Jesus Christ, that's innovation. That's an insane leap. What an grad leap, changing everything with the game. The problem about innovating is because you can't really go that far. Innovating is good. Yes, I think innovating is awesome, especially when it's done right. But let's be honest, when a franchise makes a leap, it's a hit or miss. Not every game needs to be innovative, especially franchises. There's only one in a blue moon, like God of War. But what? You don't need to be innovative. Just improve on the past. And for example, one of my greatest loves is Elden Ring, which is a Soul game. And if I'm being honest, whatever the director's name is, what's his name? Oh, I am not saying that.
Hidetaka Miyazaki.
Let's be honest, he's made the same game for the past 20 years. Don't get mad at me, I don't care. He's been making the same game for the past 20 years, but you don't question it, right? Because it's good, it's solid, and he's been consistent. He doesn't fucking miss. He just improves on it and repolishes over and over and over again until it just works. For example, in the Dark Souls series, the bonfire system is kind of lame. I think it's lame. I think it sucks. Those double-edged swords, like, it's not gonna be a Soul game without it. But also, I don't like it. It's been the same since forever. It's been a save point, and it's too used to. Imagine Sights of Grace were on you. You would just carry them around, and that'd be lame. Or if, I don't know. I think innovation in game series is like kind of impossible without having to change the entire game and the feel. If it works, they won't change it. And for
a crazy build, because that's what other kind of, shooters I have played have now. But for some reason, Borderlands just doesn't. Borderlands used to be a game where other devs were like, let's build off of what Borderlands 1 and 2 did. Because it was doing something that nothing else was doing at the time. But now, unfortunately, Borderlands is doing what every other game is also doing. But they are not really doing it better. They're just doing more of the same. Like, so far, I can't imagine anyone looking at Borderlands 4 as setting a new standard.
Also, in 2012 they hit they innovated and they changed the landscape, but what other looter shooter came after that really took the crown? Destiny? Are you kidding me? I don't know. I haven't played a looter shooter that I was like, yes, I want to grind. Yes, I want to go get weapons. It was never, nothing reached that level of replayability like Borderlands 2. And I think that's the high that a lot of players have been chasing since Borderlands 2. And it's so hard to find that. I'm being honest, the Borderlands 4 is it's like a sequel to Borderlands 2, because it kind of just takes whatever Borderlands 2 had and just makes them better, while also kind of ignoring Borderlands 3's changing. Borderlands 3 kind of just took things, Borderlands 4 added things. So this is more of a reset to basically going back to the fundamentals of the game, of the franchise, which I'm very happy with. Do I wish that the bosses were interesting? Yeah. Do I wish they added more unique things? Sure. I do want, sure, but I'm just happy the game is just really good. There is a whole problem with running it. I will touch on that on the actual review of the game, but this is a good start.
Things that I think could be better. I think I've just played like so many games that I'm looking at this thing thinking like this, you know, what this could be, rather than turning off my brain and just shooting enemies and then dying. Oh, you know.
But yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say. I still like her. I think she's cool. I'm not gonna be like because everything she said was right, and I think that it's a very good conversation to have about video games. And at the end of the day, it's just video games. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit? But yeah, I still like her. I think I still like Stormfall. I think she's still super entertaining. She's really funny. I feel like she just doesn't click with the game, and that's fine. She kind of just wants to be tarnished and thrown into the mud and forced to manual labor to fight every minion. I don't know. I'm kidding. I also like that. I also like a game with difficulty, but I also like being a complete badass.
And you guys are gonna hate me for saying this, but I think on launch at the time it was bumping. Overwatch on.
Oh, you made it. Nice job. I worked really hard on this. I was really hoping it would take like 2 days, but this shit took like way too long. I was learning how to edit and record and do everything, so hopefully you enjoyed it. It was a lot of work. If Stormfall is seeing this, I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I wasn't too mean. A lot of the memes I tried to put in is try to just make the video a little bit more lighthearted and not like a slander piece or whatever. But yeah, if anyone is looking for an editor slash person, I need a job, so here I am. Like and subscribe. Oh, I also live stream on Twitch as like a hobby, so just give me one viewer or one chatter, I'd be happy. Please. It sucks just streaming to a wall. But thank you for watching. Bye.